And welcome to my in-depth video on the 75347 TIE Bomber. So in this video, we'll be going through all the features, minifigures, and play features of the set. If you do enjoy this video, please subscribe. So I'll start off with the box art, which shows all the facts on it with 625 pieces. It is quite a lot of pieces for a TIE fighter. I would have expected a few less, but then it is actually quite a nice model. You can see the box art is the navy style of Darth Vader in the bottom corner. Minifigures are in the other corner. Background is the asteroid which you see in The Empire Strikes Back, and it does look pretty nice. The TIE fighter is nicely highlighted, and you can see in the top corner it has 40 years of Return of the Jedi, which is kind of inaccurate considering the box art is Empire Strikes Back, but they've made the minifigures accurate to Return of the Jedi. And you can see it in a hangar, which is where it is in Return of the Jedi for the 2 seconds you see it. But yeah, there's a bunch of features which I'll talk about more later in the video. And the price of the set is £60 or $65, which isn't that bad a price. And considering the pieces and LEGO's recent price increases, that is pretty good considering what they could have done for 70 or maybe even 80, considering that's what they did for the General Grievous Starfighter a couple of years ago. The minifigures are all pretty good. We have Admiral Rae Sloane, which it's the Admiral minifigure, which is apparently accurate to Return of the Jedi, but we don't get them in white, which would have been nicer in my opinion. It would have been more unique to the set, but it is still a nicely detailed minifigure. Then we have the Darth Vader minifigure. It has arm printing, which is nice because they've kind of been quite skipping out on half the sets and putting it in some, and it's kind of random, so nice that they included it here. And you can see for some reason they have the helmet slightly open, so you can see slightly underneath, and apparently it has a special Return of the Jedi head, which would be nice. You can see the cloth cape and really nicely detailed minifigure. Then we have the TIE Fighter pilot minifigure, quite similar to the previous versions we've had of it, and it is nice and accurate. There's plenty of torso and leg printing. I do think the helmet is a really accurate mold that they've been using for quite a while. And yeah, it doesn't look to be anything better than previous versions. It's just a fairly good standard TIE Fighter pilot. Then we have a gonk droid. Nice that they included the Imperial logo, but it is just a fairly standard gonk droid. And those are all the 4 minifigures, all pretty good. Maybe the gonk droid could have been better, but still, it is nice that they included one at least. Moving on to the set itself, it does come with a missile carrier thing, which I'll talk about a bit more later, but the set itself is really accurate. I'll start off with the wings, because they're really nicely done. I do like the way the grey is studded, and there's a lot of tiling in the black, which gives it a really nice look, and something that LEGO occasionally gets wrong with the way they do it, but it looks so detailed. The grey line part looks really nice as well, and it does look really nice. The inside of the wing is even quite accurate, and that is something LEGO doesn't generally make accurate, so it's quite nice that they did that this time. And yeah, so you can also see the middle section. The front left section with the windshield part is more further forward and more curved, which is accurate. And the printed piece is nice. It has the 8 sections. Technically they're supposed to be indented, but I think if they went brick built it would have looked worse. Albeit it would have been nice to have some massive spring-loaded shooter in the middle. Not accurate, but nice. It would have been a more interesting play feature in my opinion. See the interior. It's quite a tight interior. They did include a couple control panels. You can fit your minifigure in there. Only fit one, which isn't really accurate, but I don't think most people will care much about that. It does have a couple wee cannons on the left and right side, which looks kind of nice. And then you can see the top, and the top is really, really well done. It is nicely curved, really well tiled off, just looks great. Albeit there's a hole for the 4 flick fire missiles, but it doesn't look that bad. You can't see it from the front really well. And it's a nice feature. There's 4 of them, so you can just drop them out, they'll fall. It works really well. You wouldn't need to be flicking them because they'll just be falling with gravity. You can see the new stud shooters at the front, and they're really well integrated. If you remove the green studs, because they do stand out, and that's more because the images make them stand out with the way LEGO has it. But if you remove them, you'd barely notice that they're there. They're really well integrated into the set. You can see There's the aim finder on the bottom, which you can change and, like angle it whatever way you want. So it's a really nice feature for kids because, you can aim it at whatever they want. You can see a couple of the bombs dropping out. Don't know why they went with yellow. It's like bright. Maybe it's so they're easy to find, but it's just kind of random in my opinion. Then you have the carrier. It's similar to the one we got with Slave One, but you can't display the set. I would guess if you really tried hard, you could possibly configure it into a reasonable but probably still quite bad stand. But yeah, you can have a minifigure riding around in the front. And moving on to like the showing images of the set, you can see the back engines are really nice. I really like the curved design with the red like studs. It just looks really good on the back. You can see the wings like kind of semi-disassembled. They use like the clip pieces that you can angle more, if you know what I mean. And they're not like clicky, which I don't really know why you'd angle them in any other configuration than the standard one, but if you want to, you can. And you can see it being flown around. The back is quite a natural grip point, which is nice, and also means you could maybe use your thumb to just press down on those flick fire missiles. And yeah, it is, you can see the cart kind of rolling around. And yeah, it is just a really good display set and play set, like by within the X-Wing. It's probably a similar scale. It is really similar scale to the TIE Fighter. They're both around 1/50th scale to real. And it is just a really accurate set. Like, compare it to this image. They're pretty close. Like the top left maybe is not as good with, but it like looks fine. The top left's more flat on that, but it's still fine. The inside of the wings is grey, and they've got black on the inside of the wings for both of them, which just looks really well. It's something that Lego quite often doesn't do well, and something that Lego generally doesn't do well on TIE Fighters. They don't include like detail on the inside, but they did for this one, which is nice. And yeah, it is really accurate compared to this image. And overall, £60, 75347, 625 pieces, just basically a very good set. And I think it's one that a lot of people will probably buy because it's a really good play set, really nice display. Could display with an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter, which you can probably still buy. And yeah, it is just a really impressive set. Do hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, subscribe or leave a like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.